Um, Hello, everyone. I'm Dr. Nathan Newman, and I've been doing stem cells in my clinic for 25 years. I was one of the pioneers in using stem cells from your own body. And from that, I got into stem cells in the laboratory, started studying what the stem cells do, and from there we got to the products. So this is sort of the journey of how we got there, and a little bit about what the products can do. Next slide, please. So what's amazing is that when I met Costa, he really understood that we have something special here, that this is the next generation of stem cell technology that is really transforming the industry and everything that we do in terms of how we think about longevity, how we think of skincare, how we think of just being healthy and looking young and feeling young. Next slide, please. So he told me, let's do it together, bring the products and let's bring it to the world. And in order to understand what these products are, we have to understand what skin aging is. Next slide, please. Skin aging is from the environment. Everything that we do affects how we age, from the sun to what we eat, to if we are drinkers or smokers, if we are doing, um, you know, biking or hiking in the cold temperature or hot temperature, how we eat, how we sleep, everything really affects our well-being. And next slide, please. And these things that we are looking at in a sort of medical way is they got different terms because each one of them does a different action in our body. One of them is glycation. So glycation is when your sugars that are in your body, not just in your blood, but the sugars that are in the tissues, get stuck in the collagen. So then you get this like wrinkly, leathery look to the skin that's not elastic, is not very soft and smooth. And that glycation takes years to show up and look leathery and aged. But once that happens, it's very hard to undo that. So one of the things we want to do is prevent it. The other thing is to actually treat it. Next slide, please. The other thing that is very big is oxidation. Oxidation, if you look in the top where the apple is, if it's exposed to the oxygen in the air, it starts to break down and wilt. The same thing is happening in your body. The cells are exposed to oxygen, and what we call oxygen radicals. The oxygen radicals are the cells being exposed to oxygen that's breaking them down, and you need to have antioxidants that take away those damaging radicals, oxygens, so that you don't have damage to the cells. Next slide. The other thing is inflammation. Inflammation, there's actually a term called inflammation. Inflammation causes a lot of the problems. But one of the specific things that it causes is senescent. Normal senescent is when cells are going through their aging process and they sort of, become old and they stop functioning so much and then they get replaced by new cells. But senescence in terms of aging is in a way that if we don't want it, is when all that inflammation, all that oxidative damage, all the DNA damage that's happening from the environment and everything else causes these cells to become sort of lazy. And these senescent cells not only don't function and they don't want to work and do their normal things that they need to do to keep us healthy, they tell all the cells around them, hey, guys, don't work, don't do the things, don't renew the skin, don't make it healthy, don't get rid of the toxins. And it sort of builds a domino effect that creates a very unhealthy environment in the body. Next slide. And what happens in our skin that we start to notice the signs of aging, it really starts about 10 years before or 20 years before. And it takes time for us to see the damage that happened then on the skin today. So if you're in the sun a lot, if you're, in the pollution and you're doing things that are damaging your skin, you may not see it right away, and it may take a decade to see it. And then what happens is you see blemishes, you see wrinkles, you see the loss of elasticity, and those things is the sign of what the damage was years ago. Next slide, please. And all of this is really an outcome of loss of cellular balance. When the cells are not functioning properly, then you get all these problems that we talked about that result in accelerated aging. What we want to restore is cellular balance so the body can take care of itself and function properly and prevent all these damage and all this sort of unwanted changes in the skin so that we maintain our youthful look. Next slide, please. Stem cells are the cells in every part of your body that are tasked, genetically tasked with repairing and renewing. So every part of your body is being renewed by stem cells. If you had enough stem cells to replace every cell that was damaged, you would never age. But what happens is more cells are damaged and need to be replaced than what the stem cells can do. So therefore, we see aging. Our goal is to improve the quality of stem cells, the action of the stem cells, the robustness of the stem cells, so that they can maintain the optimal health and well-being of the normal cells in the tissues, especially in the skin, because that's what we're focusing on today. Next slide, please. So we talked about stem cells are the key factors. So in my clinic, I'm using your own stem cells from your body that I take from the fat, concentrated stem cells, and I inject it back. And when you do that, you're increasing the number of stem cells in that specific area where we're injecting it, and we're turning the clock back because now you have more stem cells than you have damaged cells, and they undo the damage and repair it. And if we were to give the body the right signals, it will also do the same thing. It will boost those functions in the body, in the skin, to help bring that cellular balance and keep you in a better state in the tissues, make the skin better, make it more youthful. Next slide, please. So our technology is advanced polypeptide technology. And this is really a unique product and is exclusive to Luminesce. Next slide. And Velavita, when I met Costa, he said, okay, it's great that you had that product. What do you have that's new? And that's what we're going to really talk about, which is APT Vita. I'm going to get to it. But in order to understand what this technology is, you have to understand how cells work and how they communicate. And they communicate through a chemical language. This language that they communicate with is called a secretome. So they release or they secrete out of the cell a set of chemicals that then go and tell the other cells next to them what is happening and what they want them to do. Just like we're having this communication right now, my communication with you was two ways. You were talking to me, I was talking back, right? Right now, the communication is one way. I'm just saying and you're receiving. So the same thing is happening in the body. Next slide. And there's different things that happen. So there's this the cell-to-cell communication, and that is in the paracrine, which is the area where in between the cells. So the cells are next to each other and they're talking amongst themselves. Or you can have endocrine, which is hormones, where the cells are not next to each other, but they talk through the bloodstream, and you get insulin and thyroid hormones and other hormones that are going through the body to tell your body how to function and what to do. But we're really focused on the paracrine, where we are talking about the cellular environment in a specific area, which is around the skin area. So once you apply the product on that skin, it will really go into the skin and start to setting off this domino effect of communication between your cells, because we are signaling to the body what we want it to do. This is a very different concept than anti-aging products, where we were just getting the skin and trying to induce a change by vitamin C or hyaluronic acid or retinols. They were not doing this language. They were not talking the language of the cell. Next slide. So by using the language of the cells automatically create everything that is needed for this communication to happen. So they have cytokines and they have peptides and they have proteins and liposomes and exosomes and small molecules, and everything is secreted. When you are able to take that and use that in a way that the body will understand it, then you have something that is very different than what was in the other products that we're using. Next slide. So this is just a sample of the peptides, the polypeptides that the cells produce. There's hundreds and hundreds of peptides, and what's amazing about it is when they are produced by the cells, they are produced in a way that is balanced. So when you apply it on the skin, the body automatically knows what to do with it. It uses it for its advantage to do the rejuvenation effect that we want. Next slide. So everything in our body, just like we talked about, the environment causes us to age. Well, the environment that the cells are dictates what they're going to do. So if we create through this language that we're putting them in, this specific language that we want for them to become more youthful and more healthy and more balanced, then that's what will happen. So the environment matters, and the cells, the way we grow the cells and the polypeptides that we get, what we do with those and how we get those makes a big difference. And that's why not every person who does, stem cells or grows plant cells or human cells can get a product that actually functions, because there's a lot that needs to go into this process of getting the cells to produce those specific factors. And what we've done is we have gone through a whole process where we know which cells to grow in what way to get those polypeptides that are talking to your cells and telling your body to rejuvenate. Next slide, please. So let's take one step back and talk about what polypeptides are. Everything in your body is created from amino acids. They're the building blocks. Amino acids come together and make polypeptides. Polypeptides come together and they make proteins. So this amino acid to polypeptide to protein is a natural progression, and you have a mix of all this in this, what the language is. But the structure is the protein, and the building block is the amino acids. And the polypeptides are the actual functions. They're the ones that actually make all the work happen. Next slide, please. And this is just a way to sort of visualize what they are, how big they are. So the amino acids are just like individual dots, uh, and the peptides are a couple of, or two or three of them together, and polypeptides are a chain of them. And when you have all these coming together, they make a structure, and that becomes a protein. Next slide. So these proteins and polypeptides are really what is telling your body what to do. We are able to use these in a very specific manner to naturally tell the body what the cells what should be doing. And that's done because we're already using the natural regenerative properties of stem cells. So that the task that we are doing is not artificial, it's very natural because we're taking cells that are meant to repair and regenerate you. We're telling them that's what we want to do. They produce the language that we want. Then we take those polypeptides that they produce and we bottle it. And that is the APT Vita that we have in the products. So this is very unique and this is very, very effective because this is the language of the cell. Next slide. So when we talk about, other products in the market, a lot of times you will hear that they have peptides, exosomes, and you have to understand that most products that have peptides in them, they're talking about one or two peptides that are made synthetically in the lab. They don't exist naturally. They don't exist in your body. And you're putting these chemicals that are artificial on your skin or injecting them in some places and thinking there's going to be something good for you, but we don't really know because nobody's really tested them. With our naturally made polypeptides from the stem cells, then it's made in a very holistic manner. It's made in a balanced way. They don't have those issues that we do with synthetic peptides. And not only that, these are effective. We don't know if the other peptides are effective because nobody's really tested them. Here, we know that they're effective because we tested them in the laboratory, we've tested them in the clinic, we've tested them in, clinical studies, and we know they work. Next slide. Exosomes are another part of what the cellular language is, and most of the exosomes that are produced by cells is to sort of package some of those peptides and polypeptides that cannot exist outside of the cell. So if you were to have a cell release this in between the cells space, it will just sort of break down. So they need to be packaged so that the environment doesn't attack it and break it down. So they go into the package from one cell and deliver it to the other cell as a package. So that exosome is a small fraction of what this entire language is. So when people talk about exosomes, you have to understand that they have to process everything that the cells made, get rid of all the good things that is produced in a balanced way, get rid of it all, then take these exosomes that are now not stable, process them further so that they make it into a powder, and then give it back to you and hope that it'll do something. And most of them, they don't do anything because you just made it into a powder and you got rid of all the active proteins that were in there. And they end up adding artificial growth factors and artificial other ingredients in there to cause a positive effect on the skin. With what we're trying to do with the APT, we're trying to get it the way that the cells produce it and maintain that holistic fashion. And by doing that, not only we have the peptides, not only we have the exosomes, we have all the other beneficial components in there that will benefit your skin. And next slide, please. And this is what makes it really unique because it is the entire language of the cell. It speaks to the body, and it will really is done it in a very holistic manner. Next slide, please. a lot of the times, we talk about the language of the cell, but what does that mean in terms of what the cells are told to do? Some of the language, some of the peptides are for wound healing, some of them are for wrinkles, some of them are antioxidants, some of them are for detoxifying, anti-inflammatory, some of them are there to bring balance to the skin and to bring the skin tone back or to brighten it a little bit. So these factors are all the different components of the polypeptides that are made by the stem cells. Next slide. So this is the Luminesce skincare line is really powered by this technology. And this is why we're able to get such amazing results is because we're using the entire language of regenerative stem cells. And by doing that, we're able to impart that in ways that we were not able to do with the older anti-aging skincare technology. Next. So APT Vita is exclusive and to the Luminesce line, and it has all the stem cell language in a proprietary method that we create. Proprietary method that we created it. Sorry. Next slide. So I, I know people hear that I'm talking about the language of the cells, but still, I am going to say it in very clear way so everybody understands. There are no stem cells in any of the products. Stem cells cannot live outside of the body. So you cannot bottle that and give it. We have only the chemical language, only the APT Vita has the peptides that and the polypeptides that the cells are producing. They do not have the cells. There's no animal products, there's no parabens. It's very clean, and it's very important to understand that these are oil-free and really made to work with just about every type of skin and every skin color. Next slide. So here's an example of a patient of mine who used it on one hand for a month, comes back and shows me the difference and says, "Oh my God, look at how much better my skin is on one hand." I said, "Great, now use it on the other hand, use it on your face, use it on your neck, so they all match." So I think, that's one of the greatest things. If you guys are willing to do it, show me pictures. Share those pictures with me so we can, you know, show to the world that how powerful this technology is and how well it will benefit your skin. Next slide, please. So this is to show you how we've improved our technology over where we were in 2009. When we came out with APT 200 in 2009, that's where we were at the orange level. That was the baseline. So we had a lot of great benefits from it. But APT Vita is leaps and bounds improved over what we were able to do with the original technology. Our technology has improved so much that we can improve the effects of antioxidation or collagen or DNA repair or telomere improvement, wound healing, anti-senescence. All these things, we've improved it by over 200% in most of these cases. This is really a super effective and super powerful ingredient that we have in the product. Next slide. So we talked about, how we lose cellular balance. If we want to have this anti-aging effect, we need to have the products work together in a synergistic way to bring balance, to replenish what's missing, and to protect it. And by doing so, we're able to create a product line that works synergistically together. That means when you have the products work one after the other, is not just haphazardly put together. That one benefits the next step, and the next step benefits the next step. And by doing that, you get something much more than just adding one and one. It's sort of synergy means you get 1 + 1 = 3, not 1 + 1 = 2. And that's really what we've done with putting together the skincare line. The Luminesce line is to really address every single part of aging and what causes those things and how we can prevent it and repair it. Next slide. So the most important thing we talked about is restoring cellular balance, because once you do that, everything else sort of comes into into the right place and starts to heal and get better. And that includes, how your skin will look in terms of wrinkles, in terms of the skin tone, into the skin color, just the radiance of the skin. You'll see it. And next slide, please. Next slide, please. So we talked about this being good for all skin colors, all skin types, and you can actually put it on any part of the body. And if you keep doing it, because it's made in a way that the body knows how to understand it, it goes and changes with your body's needs. So it will keep making, you look younger in the beginning, but it will maintain your youth as you keep putting it on over the course of the months. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. So in my mind, I like to keep things simple, and that's how I created the Luminesce line, is to keep it simple, because you need really 3 steps to creating a great skincare line and maintaining your skin healthy and youthful. First is to clean and prep it. Then you want to revitalize it with APT. Then you want to lock in and protect the skin and bring moisture to it. Next slide, please. So the first thing is to use the Youth Restoring Cleanser. This is a very mild cleanser that takes away the dirt, the pollution, the oil, excess oils that are on the skin, and opens up the pores, prepares the skin in terms of its pH, in terms of its ability to absorb, and reduces a lot of the inflammation that's caused by the pollutants and the dirt that gets clogged up into our pores. So you want to wash in the morning and you want to wash at night. So twice a day, the whole regimen we're going to do is twice a day, in the morning and at night. So you wash first and then you tap it dry. And then next slide, please. Then you want to use the Luminesce Cellular Rejuvenation Serum. This one is the powerhouse of the entire skincare line. This product has the most amount of APT Vita. It's about 85% of the product. 80% of it is about the stem cell factors that are in there. So if there's one product that you have to use, this is the one product you have to use. And you want to use it after you wash your face. You want to use it on clean skin, morning and night. You want to put it on your face. You want to put it on your neck. You want to put it on your hands. And you can even put it around your eyes. And you want to use this twice a day. And you put it on and it gets absorbed very quickly. And it'll probably take about 2 months before you really notice a change in your skin. At 2 months, people start to tell you, what are you doing? They'll start making comments on your skin. Next slide. The next thing we want to do, we want to lock in and we want to layer our products. The layering effect helps drive in the APT Vita, and it actually protects you from the environment and protects the barrier function of the skin. So you want to use the Luminesce Daily Moisturizing Complex. It's a lighter moisturizer, so you can use it with your makeup, you can use it every day. It has an SPF of 30, which is enough to protect you from 98% of the UV rays. And if you're going to be in the sun for a long period, over 2 hours, or if you're going to be out in the not even in the sun, but you're going to be out and it's cloudy, you still need to reapply this every 2 hours if you're going to be outside. So this is packed with vitamins and antioxidants that work synergistically with the APT Vita. So you can use this in the morning. And next slide, please. And then at night, there isn't. Oh, before we go to the night, in the morning you can also put on the Essential Body Renewal. So this is made with APT Vita and all the moisturizing ingredients to help improve the skin texture, the tone, the hydration of the body. So you can put on your arms, your legs, your chest, your back, and it will nourish the skin with the vitamins, antioxidants, and the APT Vita. And next slide, please. And at night, you can use the Advanced Night Repair, which is a little bit richer cream, so that it will give you a little bit more moisturization. It has anti-glycation, and it will help sort of work with your body to build in that sort of moisture and anti-aging effects that we want to do at night. So this is a richer product that you can use at night. If you're dry during the day, some people feel dry, especially with changes in the weather. You can actually apply this as well in the day, but this does not have sun protection factor. So the sun protection factor is in the day moisturizer. This is the night one. Next slide, please. So just to recap how we should use it, you use the cleanser first, morning and night. Then the next thing it goes on the skin is cellular rejuvenation serum, morning and night. And then in the morning, the daily moisturizing complex with the SPF, sun protection. And at night, the advanced night repair. And then you can use the essential body renewal morning and night or whenever you feel dry. So this is the core of the skincare line. If you do this, and within 2 months, you will see a huge improvement in the quality of your skin, a visible change in the skin. Next slide. So I'm just going to show you some pictures that people who use the product have shared with me. Next slide. So you can see the improvement in the skin. Next slide. You see the blemishes get better, the skin tone gets better. And this is just at 2 weeks, by the way. Next slide. These are the wrinkles. When you put it on, you can see the improvement in the skin tone and in the wrinkles. The quality of the skin starts to get better. You can see even in the eyelid area, it's not as drooping and there's less folds. Next slide. Even in young people, you still have cellular imbalance. Environment is always affecting all of us. So if you're putting this on your skin, even when you're younger, you will start to see the benefits of the APT Vita on your skin, and you'll probably age less, and you'll look younger for longer. So the sooner we prevent it, the longer you're going to look younger and healthier. Next slide. The neck is one of the hardest areas to treat, even surgically, and you can see how much improvement they have. That glycation that we talked about is much improved. The skin is not as leathery and old it's gone tighter, it's gone smoother, so it's much, much better. And that's with 2 months. So if you do that for, let's say, a year, it'll continue to get better. But at 2 months already, you see a dramatic improvement. Next slide. Next slide, please. Thank you. Um, I met this guy in Australia. He showed me the pictures, and I was like, "What do you mean? This is incredible. Did you do anything? Did you do Botox? Did you do lasers?" He goes, "No, I just used the product." I was, very impressed by the results that he got. Next slide. You can see the skin tone also gets much better with using the APT Vita because everything comes into balance. All of these things that you're seeing is from inflammation. So if we remove the inflammation and we bring cellular balance back, this the skin recovers and gets better. Next slide. This is my favorite patient person that I met. I met her. She shows me this picture. She goes, "This is me. This is my mother." I go, "What do you mean?" Because I've been using your product for 6 weeks. This is her picture at 6 weeks. Within 6 weeks, she had such a dramatic change. I couldn't believe it. I was like, "Wait, did you do laser? Did you do Botox? Did you do fillers? What did you do? Did you go to a doctor and get like a facelift?" She goes, "No, this is just using the products." And you know, this really gives me the passion to go and create and keep doing the research because when you see something like this, you realize the power of stem cells, the power of our product, and if you are willing to do it and share it with me and share those stories with me, I'll be forever grateful. Next slide, please. One slide back, please. Okay. This is my email, info@nathannewmanmd.com. Please share your pictures with me. Do it and share it with me. I appreciate it. Thank you.